guys, they are in the business since some time, and they won't give anything important away anyway. Like, rivalry doesn't mean too much to them. They're too long in this business.
All right. Well, we are in the picks and bans right now. We have two actually picked quite quickly. We have Malphite and Shen banned out. And remember, SK will be on the blue team. Yesterday, we were mentioning, I think you brought up that blue team won 5 of the 6 games, and the last one was actually Blaze beating Curse on the purple side.
Yeah, that was the only time purple side won yesterday. It's been a little bit different today, a bit more varied, but arguably there is still that slight advantage over there. And we're going to talk about the bans. Obviously, Fnatic against Azubi Frost, they banned Shen, they banned Evelyn, and they banned their last 2 champions. But Evelyn taken away by SK this time, and that does leave them Fnatic open to ban that KO. So fine, okay, well, we had originally banned Evelyn. She is really strong still at the moment. That incredible roam power, strong lane power, the stealth, you just can't really see where she's coming from all the time. Unpredictability more than anything else, the paranoia aspect and the safety it gives your other lanes, but gives them a chance to get rid of KO. And Ocelot played that phenomenally earlier on, so it doesn't surprise me one bit.
Also, you don't want to really give the opponent what worked for them previously. Shen worked great, K worked great, so why would you give it to them? It doesn't make sense.
First time we've seen an Amumu ban. He's been prevalent throughout the tournament. We've gone over and over again the amount of times the Asian teams like that Amumu Misfortune Cup, the AoE CC Cup, and even when they're doing Misfortune, he's still a very strong jungler with great control and great ganks once he hits that level 6. Not entirely surprised to see him banned. More surprised that it's taken this long, to be completely honest. But in doing that, once more, Olaf's been left open. SK are on the blue side. Surprise, surprise, they first pick him.
And look what they're coming back with here. It might be picking up this Kaz. Did see Kevin play against Frost earlier on his Olaf, if I remember correctly. Lost that early game, but came back when he got some help from Perkybot.
It's not locked in yet, but as we mentioned before, obviously these players are going to switch through champions most of the time, then invariably pick their own. If anyone was to pick their own in this first round of picks, and they were taking Kha'Zix, it would be Soaz. Soaz would take himself Kha'Zix. Why is he not taking himself Kha'Zix? If it gets locked in on Cyanide, it either is staying in the jungle, or it's going to get swapped to Peke, and it will go in the mid lane soon. Now, we saw in the last game, we saw in the previous games, Kha'Zix doesn't do very well against Olaf in the early levels. He has to wait, get a couple of levels up, get that CS as best he can with his Void Spikes and poke back for a while. Olaf just too strong against him. So if they're picking that and trying to dupe SK into thinking, they'll go in the top lane, think, oh, Kevin's going to be fine up there, whatever, just leave it at that, and then put it somewhere else, could catch him by surprise. But I think SK is seasoned enough to see that coming.
Alright, well, we do have actually Kagan locked in for Soaz, like you're just saying, kind of a little bit odd, so we might actually see that jungle Kha'Zix. Now, well, at least was being sad. I was kind of happy there. We might see the second Ashe of the tournament. Citizen Wayne, what do you think?
Ashe is supposed to be a really good pick against Caitlyn because of the range, the slow, and the ult. It would be a good counter, but what Caitlyn does is basically fast pushing, and she works extremely well in lane swaps. So Caitlyn kind of usually indicates that the opponent might want to pick Lulu or Nunu and just like fast push towers.
I like the Elise pick too. We saw her a lot yesterday, as we mentioned, with her, Kha'Zix and Olaf were seen in every game, whether it be in a pick or a ban form, they were in every single match. We did see her picked a couple of times earlier on, as we mentioned, but now we've got her here. It's the first time today we've seen her. SK picked her up. She can jungle if that's possible, if they want to. She could go mid, but then they'd argue, why didn't Ocelot pick it? Well, she could go mid, she could go top. They could be swapping that with Kevin, and Olaf could be in the jungle. The Ezreal pick's an interesting one, is that they obviously want to take that away from Peke. Didn't feel it was ban-worthy, and rightly so. I mean, well, okay, he's been playing in mid, he's been playing in big gimmicky, catching people by surprise, but just take it. He's still a very strong, very viable AD carry, so take it and put it in your own bottom lane, takes it away from Peke, gives you a good champion to put in that bottom lane, a safe champion, that still has decent damage output, and removes that.
Well, look what we got picked up here. I mean, Rammus, first time we can see him this tournament, and then Zyra again.
Rammus is very surprising. Zyra is still a strong support, but Rammus is literally never picked.
Why is that?
Why is that? Well, he has a single target taunt, and his damage isn't extremely high, and there are a couple of reasons. Like, he used to be extremely good, but now in this tanky bruiser thing, he doesn't get picked anymore.
Cyanide has been playing a lot of jungle Rammus. One thing I've noticed recently, he wasn't exactly hiding it either. It would be scrims, it would be solo queue and stuff. It's something that a lot of people seem to do. You do it on stream a lot too. So it's not keeping that a secret. SK, I wouldn't say expected it, but they're probably not going to be surprised to see him of all people picking.
If you actually show something like this, you kind of indicate you don't want to bring it to tournament play. It's kind of counter logic in this way.
Yeah, and I like it. Nif's immediate locking arms. It's like, okay, so you got Rammus? Well, I'm going to see him come power balling straight towards us. I'm just going to push my ultimate, push you straight away again. And once that power ball's run out, Rammus is a little bit stuck for quite a while and can't come back in and engage. So that's a fairly large part of Fnatic's lineup taken out of the picture. But with their last pick, they picked up that Kassadin. Kassadin, who is a big champion in Ocelot's roster. But this time, Peke is going to run it up against him, and Ocelot looks like he's the one that's taking the lead.
Yeah, well, I know Expect has actually been playing quite a bit too. When I was, researching him a little bit.
Actually,
been enjoying
Peke is really famous for Kassadin.
Yeah.
Yep. And we do have. Oh, go ahead.
Sticking on teleport, 2 visions in 1. I mean, he is a really strong assassin, and we have seen there is the possibility of obviously Kassadin 1v1 killing people in lane, but without an ignite, it's much less common. And as we said with Ocelot, they both know their champion very, very well. It'd be very surprising to see him get caught off guard by their Kassadin. So taking that teleport allows him to not only just roam around the map, normally blinking over walls and walking into different places, teleporting to slightly hidden wards. He's still got very strong gank with that silence, with that slow, and a massive burst of damage output in a bottom lane that's already going to be very strong for Fnatic because of that range, that poke, that harass. SK are going to have to be careful keeping an eye on what goes on down there.
All right, well, we are going to be into the loading screens, but looking at purely composition-based, who do you have to win this game?
I again like to say Fnatic. I think they are more creative with the choices, and SK, if everything goes normal, they will probably have the upper hand, but I really hope Fnatic can pull something.
But, Fnatic has less skins than SK. We know how important that is. Pinky, who do you have?
I'm going to give it to SK. They have that Olaf, which has been ridiculously strong. They have Jungle Cho'Gath, and they have Elise. That's 2 very overpowered champions.
All right, well, everyone here, everyone at home, get pumped. This is your final game of the day, Fnatic versus SK. We're going to send you over to Joe Miller and Demon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That is the BBC. That's the BBC football. Just checking the football results, ladies. But here it is on your screens. It is League of Legends, and of course, it is Fnatic versus SK, El Clasico of esports. As Red Eye mentioned,
that's why we're on the BBC website.
These teams have met each other many times across many games. It is absolutely a proper classic game. As it stands, though, you can see Kevin on Olaf, sat ready and waiting. Joe, I don't think we're going to see any level 1 fights between these 2 teams, but we do have some interesting team comps. I'm interested to see how Ocelot is going to do on Elise. He's breaking that one out. Of course, SK Gaming, they are already in Season 3. They can break out what the heck they like. They don't have to worry. Fnatic are certainly the team that has to worry, but Peke on Kassadin, great counter.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one to watch. I'm not sure which way I kind of favor this one. I mean, SK, they lost their first game. My mouse sensitivity is really high. I'm going to have to watch out for that. They lost their first game, which obviously is not the best start that you want to a tournament, but they won their last one, which for me is somehow a better way to come into a final game, winning the game previous to that one. It gives you that momentum boost. Whether that turns out to be true or not, we're going to find out in the next half an hour, 40 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, so Hercubot starting out at race. He's going to go on, picked up the red, of course. So blue buff. Is he going to go, is Hercubot going to full on take it? Are they going to, I'm just trying to see what they're, I think, oh, there's a full invade. Yeah, they backed out already, making sure they didn't get caught in that one, but Kha'Zix has gone towards the blue, so he's going to take the blue himself, so they're going to steal both blue buffs away. This is exactly what SK had against them, against absolute legends. They managed to steal in there. Hercubot has come in, though. He'll have a job at keeping that one away because he's going to have Smite available. The rest of the team are going to come and help him out, and they should steal it away. I'm just keeping my eye to see where Rammus is going to spin off to. Oh, and Soaz is in trouble here. The exhaust goes down. Hercubot suddenly turns his attention towards him. Soaz is going to flash through. Will manage to escape there. He's going to come back around. Hercubot picks up the blue.
Yeah, crazy little start to that one. Soaz going very, very low, but not dead. I think that's the really important part of that equation there. But that's a much needed buff as well.
He's still there.
For that Cho'Gath, yeah, he's still hanging there. I'm not sure that's something that he wants to keep doing. Nif is up there with him as well. He's trying to get these wolves down with him as he goes. But Hercubot will have those away as well. And Soaz eventually will, in fact, recall. That
is going to hurt him massively. He's only got 1 CS. He's still not gone back because he doesn't want to, because he's just chugging that potion down. But he's going to be so troubled in that 2v1 lane now on that bottom lane. The fact that he's used his flash already, I expect to see Hercubot possibly paying him a visit very soon. As soon as they hit level 3 maybe, just to come straight around and see if they can get that gank on the turret.
Top lane, obviously, not easy to go up, even with that Olaf who's got the undertow, but now he's going to be backing away here. Got 1 level in his Q, 1 in his E up until now, but he's going to go back, take himself those wolves. But we saw that yellow star N-rated combo for Fnatic in their first game of today against Absolute Legend was a big key in their victory.
Yeah, we are seeing a bit of a CS difference in the mid lane. We are going to see Cyanide spinning straight in towards Ocelot. He switches into Foreman and he's just going to flash away. So another flash burnt there. So flashes across the map starting to be used up. Expect to see Cyanide repaying a visit to Ocelot in a moment. Immediately he gets that null void onto him and Cyanide is thinking of returning straight away, but no, it's going to keep him away. Kha'Zix suddenly has just got a big burst of CS, so he must have just cleaned out an entire wave right by the turret there. They didn't really use it. You can see they're trying to freeze the lane out, trying to keep him completely out. Nif being the blocker at the front, trying to keep him away from the experience, just using that void spokes to pick up as much CS as he can.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I mean, Olaf's not having much of a better time either there. Kevin comes back into lane, down to half HP already, so jungler's going to have to get involved at some point. Whether that'll mean 3-man ganks through the tri-bush or not remains to be seen on that one. Rammus is actually on the top side. Cho'Gath actually coming here in towards XPK in that middle area. And XPK is going down. He's going to get knocked up here. But will he have the damage to finish off and kill? Hercubot going to go in there, decides against it.
Ocelot just wasn't there ready to react, and instead he just chose farm, and Hercubot really initiated very well there, completely caught him off guard. He was already, you can tell he was in the shop or something because he just didn't even react to it. Just immediately got caught out there, but so Hercubot instead takes a giant wave and says thank you very much, lane tax.
Cyanide coming over here as well to cover that middle. His blue buff has just run out, still got that red buff on him though. Now let's have a look quickly down the CS, compare the equal roles. The AD carries there 38 to 32 in favour of Ezreal. That's obviously Candy Panda could actually end up taking away this turret here, and he is in fact going to do that. This is going to be turret number 1 of this game eventually when they get that final hit. There we go, taken down, and they will most probably be moving over now into this top lane. Actually, we are going to see that Howling Gale knocks Soaz up. Are they going to keep going? Yes, they will. Exhaust goes down. Cyanide coming in. Here comes the teleport as well. They need to be very careful. Cassidy's only level 5 though, doesn't have that Rift Walk available to get in and finish.
Very nicely done there. Cleanse straight off. Cyanide, as soon as he taunted it, got the cleanse off. Soaz tried his best to bait it, but teleport used, cleanse used, a bunch of skills. He did very well to avoid that ball hitting the minions, by the way. I was expecting him to slam straight into them, but instead he held off well. But that bottom turret went very, very quickly for SK Gaming. They're just going to switch up to the top lane now. You can already see Candy Panda making his way up here against this duo pairing of Yellowstar and N-rated. So it's going to be a strange situation for Nif as the support player up against his old AD carry. But Kevin just holding onto that turret. They're going to go a little bit aggressive on towards Kevin. They're taking him very low here, but immediately Candy Panda comes back in just time, to pick up that giant big siege minion, which gives him that chunk of gold. Ocelot, meanwhile, in this mid lane, continuing to farm out and out-farming Piqué by quite a little bit. 10 CS advantage so far.
Yeah, 10 CS, but he's got that level advantage as well. Already up at level 6 with his ultimate available. Cyanide just headed home. Obviously no Dragon attempt as of yet, but the wards have started already to go down onto that area. And the AD carrying support just going to be backing off here for SK. Actually, N-rated has completely gone home, and it looks like they're actually going to be switching out once again. Kha'Zix is down in this bottom lane, and Hercubot is actually waiting in for him here. This could be very dangerous for Soaz. They know that he's inside of that bush, but the question is, can they finish him off here? Yes, Soaz is going to get silenced up. It's taken him a year to react to that one as well. He is going to get ignited. This is first blood, goes to Cho'Gath, and he was not paying attention there, Demon.
He was definitely not paying attention, very much caught out there. Soaz, not really in the game at the moment, was bullied out early on, of course, and he just seems to have not recovered since that very first level 1 blue fight that he had. Ocelot, meanwhile, in this mid lane, farming out very nicely. Piqué is going to come across and pick up that blue buff and stroll back. So is that going to help him out in that mid lane? He needs something to turn it around because all the lanes really are favouring SK Gaming so far.
Yeah, doing a really great job in terms of the farm. Obviously, they've got that turret down as well. And to be honest, Candy Panda and Nif here are going to be putting a lot of pressure onto this top turret. I'm not sure that Yellow Star's going to be able to hold them right off from that one. Kazak's actually coming in there as well. So as he's going to be changing up which lane he goes for.
That's...
Wow.
I mean, that's interesting. They've basically said, okay, so as you're pretty screwed, and we're just going to let you suffer, because they're putting him back up against that 2v1 lane that have already just beaten him down so badly and then took his turret. And yet they're just saying, we're going to switch back to it, we're going to send our duo lane bot.
Yeah, but it looks like Olaf at least is going to be coming up to this top lane now, so that might be a little bit of
they're going mid.
respite for him. Yep, they are coming mid. Very interesting decisions here from SK. Obviously want to be pushing these towers down, and I suppose if one of them's going to be a target, that middle outer turret's the best. Yeah,
they're going to give Candy Panda the red buff as well, so he's going to be coming in towards that mid lane at the moment to see
if he hits his Q.
If he does hit his Q, there we do. Does manage to clean that one out. The duo lane now in the bottom. You can see they're going to catch up a bunch of CS though, because they've got like 2 giant creep waves coming straight in. Oh, they're going to go on towards Peke. Can they catch him out? The Rupture does manage to keep him there. Ocelot gets... Oh, beautiful. Cyanide came in to try and defend it, and he went headlong straight into the web.
Took one for the team, I think, is what happened there, but I'm not sure that he actually meant to go that far in as Ocelot here trying to get rooted up, but that's not going to mean anything. SK with 4 men sieging this outer middle turret, just as we thought would end up happening. The Rupture doesn't quite do the, get the knock up there onto Zyra, and here comes the ultimate out of Zyra. Nif knocked in the air, tower hit's going to come in. Peke will actually pick up the kill there as Rift walks in to finish off. And that will leave us at 2 for 1 in favour of SK. They've got a 1,700 gold lead, and we're approaching 10 minutes.
They had to respond to that one, and they did, because they're in danger of losing that middle turret. Kevin putting pressure on towards Soaz on this top lane as well. He's going to go on that giant spot. We just saw Shy doing the exact same thing. It's how the Koreans do it. Don't even bother with boots for quite a while now. The boots seem to be a second thought further in this game, and they've gone straight for that big health item, stacking it up, get that Warmogs as soon as possible. I guess we were taking notes in that last game. We do see down the bottom, it is Candy Panda picking up the golems. He's going to keep out Yellow Star in a moment. Yellow Star's going to push in towards that turret, so keeping their farm going between the two. You can see Yellow Star did pick up their 2 giant waves of minions, and obviously his push advantage in terms of CS has gone straight for the BF sword along with the boots rather than anything else in there. Different choice path for Candy Panda. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, Hercubot clearing things out. Things settling down in the lane phase after a little bit of a chop and change.
Yeah, after those crazy moves around, we're not just getting into a bit more of a farming pattern. See that Soaz, you know, he's got the tier and the boots in there, but Kevin is very tanky. He needs to be careful that he doesn't just switch onto him, because those reckless swings will take probably just under a quarter of Soaz's health away with each one. Especially if you can manage to land the axe in combo with it. CS up there 62 to 60, middle lane 77-65. Ocelot still doing a fantastic job with Elise of holding the lead there. The AD carries slight lead for Ezreal, but that's also not a huge one at good 5 CS, 6 CS.
Yeah, so Soaz is going to go back. I guess he wants to build up towards probably that brutalizer early on maybe, as soon as possible, but like you said, he is hurting. Ocelot farming out still in that mid lane, keeping the advantages going. Pekka's going to start getting much more maneuverable now. He's going to start feeling a little bit more confident, but the question is there's no real lanes that he can go to just to pick up the kills. And Cyanide's having the same problem at the moment, because top lane, they kind of just leave him be. He has caught up with the farm a little bit there. Soaz didn't go back actually, he stayed where he was. It's really about these 2 duo lanes. We do see N-rated with Nif, manages to catch a great route onto him, but nobody can follow that up. We do have crazy pings coming down, because yes, they are aware that Hercubot was sat in that bush, and really we haven't seen a great deal of Cho'Gath, you know, this tournament, considering the last North American tournament, pretty much a standard. I think he was the 2nd or 3rd highest picked and banned champion within the whole tournament. Very much always in there. Seems to be working very well for SK at the moment. SK definitely with that advantage. 2,000 gold advantage, turret up, of course, and looking like they may well be able to push the second turret in a moment.
SK now switching around towards this middle lane. They're going to have 4 men there. Let's see what Fnatic can do to stop this one happening. Ocelot, Nif, and Hercubot all around there as well. But 4 men also from Fnatic. Look at the tower. It's basically 2 hits coming out of Caitlyn for that one. out of Ezreal, sorry. As on the right next to Soaz here. The knockup is actually going to catch him just in time. Soaz is not escaping this one, or is he escaping this one? Ultimate. Wow, what a dodge from Soaz. And he, again, somehow gets away with no health. Ridiculous.
He did exactly the same against the Zubu Frost. Remember, they came in and got the 2 kills. Certainly knows how to escape with that champion. He used to use just about everything he had in his bag, but it also meant he got caught out. And it was a split second from heading back as well. Like you mentioned, they only need to get 1 shot onto this turret, really. Candy Panda just 2 shots. I feel this is probably going to be the middle turret going down here. They're going to try and wipe the waves out, but Candy Panda's going to go in. Oh, we just got 1 on there. The Howling Gale whistles through. But Soaz is going to have to return because Kevin, again, is pushing it. Dragon is available. We're coming up to 14 minutes. Nobody's really made any attempt to go for it just yet.
Yeah, blue buff is being given over to XPK. Ocelot going to be taking the blue over on his side as well. And yeah, I'm quite surprised that we've not seen this Dragon being contested out of yet. And that's really just most probably about the situation that we're in this game. It's the final one of the group. The winner will go through into tomorrow's semi-finals. Loser will be knocked out of the tournament. So it's really all on the line on this one.
Interesting to see Soaz go boots mobility there. Definitely a strange choice. He's obviously expecting to be split pushing a lot here and trying to help out as much as possible. He realizes he needs to get his farm going. Not certainly a standard build like you tend to see on a Kha'Zix. It tends to be all damage, everything up front. Instead, he's going to farm out, try and get that brutalizer completed. Peke pushing the bottom creep wave. That's going to get shut off by Candy Panda heading down there. And there is the middle turret. Finally gone down to minions, which means it is 2-0 in terms of turret. SK Gaming looking strong here. And you know, many people said beforehand they have been very strong in their scrims, etc. But you know, Fnatic have been sat for a week training here in Poland, in Warsaw. They're going to go directly back to Warsaw after this tournament, straight back to the apartment that they've been using to keep everyone training as hard as they can for that season through EU Regionals just coming up next weekend. But as it stands, SK Gaming seem to have their number in the early game.
Cho'Gath down on this bottom side. I'm wondering if they'll finally end up going towards Baron from this one. Nif just going to ward over. Yeah, Dragon, sorry.
They could go
a bit
Baron.
early for Baron. He has
it's just
technically. But yeah, more likely to be a Dragon, I'd say. At this point, we've not seen one done as of yet, but again, SK not feeling like they're in a comfortable enough position to think about doing that one. There is a pink ward down from SK's side of things, so they know what the vision's looking like on their side. I think it's just a case of getting them all together in the right place to do it.
Yeah, here comes Kevin. He's heading down the river, so it's going to be a Dragon setup for SK Gaming here. They're just going to ward it out and maybe see if they can force their first big team fight of the game. And you can immediately spot Fnatic reacting to this one. That's why Soaz has got their boots of mobility. He's going to be motoring on down there. Ocelot turns up towards N-Rated, forces him back. Kevin comes in, and it's just the combo straight across there, catching him out, and that's going to force Fnatic away. They can't really fight for this one, but it doesn't matter. The Dragon already going to go down. There it is, Candy Panda and co helping to pick that one up. A feast and a smite. Ocelot gets caught out. Kevin is pursuing this one. I'm not too sure he wants to go too deep. The rest of his team are just going to back away.
Yeah, and they're actually going to chase down here and towards Ezreal, who does get away, so no real problems for him. And that was a nice bit of play. Obviously taking the 1 kill, taking the Dragon. Mission accomplished from SK's side of things. They're probably going to have a decent amount of money yet. 3 of them over 1,000 gold to spend on their next trip back. Let's have a look down the items then. Between the 280 carries, BF Sword, Berserker Greaves, Vamp Scepter and Doran's Blade for Ezreal. And Caitlyn has got that Bloodthirster finish dagger and the tier 1 boots. For the mid lane, the Haunted Guys, Amptome, Merc Treads for Ocelot and Elise, and the Catalyst and tier for XPK. And then this top lane we talked about before, the boots of ability tier, moving up towards that brutalizer as well, is Kha'Zix, and the Warmogs is finished now for Olaf.
Another giant spell being picked up this time by Hirkibot. So I guess he's either going to go Sunfire or Warmogs early on. True Shot Barrage zipping along the bottom lane, so they're clearing out and shoving that lane. The Yellow Star's going to clear out as much as he can. Got his Bloodthirst to complete, as does Candy Panda. This time he looks like he's going to go... Yeah, he's going to go Last Whisper straight afterwards. And Jack mentioned this one in the last game. There is no armor on the opposition team yet. He's going for that going very early for the last whisper. We'll see whether he does manage to build straight into that. I guess he will, why not? It does give you AD as well. We do see the top lane, Nif just going out, checking out. I think he's going to be start warding out the tri-bush there. He's got to be careful he doesn't get singled out by Soaz, who's just gone back to buy. Completes, no, he didn't complete the brutalizer, he just went for a BF sword.
Yeah, interesting, not getting the 2 long swords in there. Pure damage up until now. But this top turret may be in a little bit of danger. 3 from Fnatic are starting to respond. Ramesses is going to roll himself around here, and let's see if they can catch anyone out. Soaz is going to jump in there, but Fnatic not going for that one completely. As he's pinged down to the bottom because Ezreal, on his own here, is farming and at the same time pushing this bottom lane right out. He might have a good bit of time to put damage down onto this inner turret on the bottom lane. It's still full health, but that will change you very soon. Ocelot's there as well.
Yeah, his SK, they pinged it and they said, look, they've got 4 members they've sent up here, just keep pushing that bot lane. You see Ocelot, like you mentioned, he's waiting and ready and waiting for Soaz. He's going to come around the backside of Soaz, going to try and get the web in there, has to use his ultimate teleport coming in. You can see it's going to be Peke. Peke's going to dive in, does manage to land the slow, but they do avoid the damage. Ocelot going up and repelling up there, very nicely done, avoiding it. Now Hercubot's going to be sat ready waiting. They're setting themselves a trap up here, but they are going to back away. It was a 3v3, but neither team really fancied it.
Yeah, not really fancying it there. Blue buff is available, and Fnatic may just try and contest this one yet. Wise choice from SK. They've got that ward down in the bush, decide not to go in for it. Actually, yeah, we are going to see the spider come across. Not quite got the damage. Blue buff going to be picked up there by XPK.
Tried to force them to smite it so they don't give it away to the enemy, but instead Peke did manage to pick that up with a nice wave. And looking back towards the top, you can see Kevin is keeping 2 of them busy at the moment up there, and a pause has been called out. So N-rated Yellow Star, they're being kept tied up there. And how do we look across the board? For SK Gaming with the advantage. Fnatic have caused the pause by the looks of it, judging by all of them. Although I'm looking across, it's actually... No, I think it's right. Yeah, I think Peke's called a pause and just looking across to the stage. You can see them on your screens as well. And they are going to get back underway. Obviously just a audio issue. They were just adjusting themselves or whatever. Something with the peripherals. Of course, that's the things with these gamers. They do bring all their own mouses and keyboards, etc. A lot of things getting plugged into computers that sometimes just don't like them.
And SK here pushing with all 5 men up towards this top turret. Fnatic know that they have to react to this one. They can't just stay there with 5 versus 3. That won't work out for them. Candy Panda taking a big hit there. And Fnatic managing to hold them back, at least for now. They do have that pink ward down in this brush, so they're going to have vision of Soaz and also be able to take any wards that are put down after that by Fnatic. There's another bit of damage coming out onto Candy Panda. But can they siege this one down?
Well, that's the question. You can see Soaz keeps popping around, putting his voice box, trying to do as much as he can towards them, but that turret is going to take yet more damage. This time they're going to try and engage. You can see Cyanide trying to get in there, maybe trying to pull the taunt out, but whoa! Burst of damage onto Cyanide, now stripped half his health off there. Don't think he was quite expecting that to happen. He hasn't really built tanky yet. That's going to be True Shot Barrage. Whoa, that just did a lot of damage to N-rated. That's whittled him down. Kevin's coming around the side here towards Soaz. He's pinned him out. Soaz has to jump away. The rest of the team going to push up on towards the turret. They're coming around here. They want to get a piece of Yellow Star, and they're going to get a chunk of Yellow Star. Ocelot comes in, takes down his ex-teammate. That might well have felt good for Ocelot there, although he won't say it publicly. The Howling Gale comes across the feast on towards Cyanide. Now Kevin comes around. Candy Panda picks up a kill on Peke. Soaz having to use his ultimate, trying to avoid the damage, tries to go invisible. Can he juke this one out? I don't think he can. Oh, he has managed to leap away. Can he juke any further? He's got to get past the turret. He's going to take 2 hits from that turret. He realizes it, comes around, gets back onto Ocelot, but it's going to be Hercubot that shuts him down. Pulled something from nothing there.
Yeah, it was most likely a death coming out, so why not go for that one? Yeah, he's used his flash to actually do it, but nonetheless gets it as Kevin here. Gonna get rooted. Cyanide is just chilling in the bush there up on the top side. And it looks like they're going to be taking themselves a red buff away for this one. So good play again from SK. Very systematic, Demon.
Very, very systematic. 6-2 though the kills, and well, 6,000 gold advantage as well. 3-0 in turrets. Big advantages being gained by SK Gaming here. True Shot Barrage shot off to the giant wave down the bottom that's working it down, cleans that out. He's got a lot of damage now. The Andrew's just being picked up by Ocelot along with that giant spell. a second Giant Spell bought by Hercubot, and why not? You know, instead of completing the Sunfire Cape, just buy another Giant Spell.
1, 2, 3, 4 that they have in their team right now. And, well, Dragon's going down. Fnatic having this one as a freebie, to be honest with you. Which, you know, they are behind in that goal. It's 3-0 in turret, 6-2 in kills. But those Dragons really, really help to bring them back into it. But, as we've said, item-wise, they are behind in this game. So, team fights are not something that they're going to be looking for.
They're a long way behind, and you know, as soon as their belts all get turned into items, it's going to be a problem for Fnatic. Fnatic are definitely fighting a losing battle at the moment. Ward's going on towards Baron by Kevin, and he's going to work his way back in towards that top lane. Soaz has been chasing this game. You know, that one kill, that may well have helped him a little bit. He'd have got a bit of decent bonus skill gold there, because as it was, Ocelot was 3-0-2 at the time, so he did manage to get a good chunk of gold for that one. We do see Candy Panda returning back to bottom lane as well. In fact, no, the call has come out, so the team call, they obviously want to push in the mid lane here, Joe.
Yeah, certainly looks that way. Kevin's causing a bit of a distraction up top. In fact, have a look at Cyanide. He's spinning up currently, but not going to push. That's a big root catching on to Hercubot there. But again, they're not able to push this one down. But we will see Kevin continuously pushing that one. There's no teleports on this SK side, so nothing to worry about on that front for Fnatic in terms of the split pushes coming out. However, SK again are forcing the issue onto this inner turret in the middle.
Oh, they're going to try and catch out Soaz here above. You can see Kevin going in towards him, but he will just manage to avoid the damage and run away from there. Meanwhile, oh, you see Peke getting a little aggressive. Rupture comes in, catches Cyanide. Cyanide's still nowhere near tanky enough. Got home guard boots now, but still not really any armor or health other than that of Ruby Crystal, which is really put him a long way back in terms of, I mean, just compare the two junglers. Hercubot is way ahead.
Yeah, look at the items there. I mean, the 202 is definitely helping out, but the CS is massive as well. And as you said, Cyanide is just not tanky enough at this point. He just can't go like this. Actually, he's going to get the taunt down to Kevin. This is going to be a fight. Cyanide already going low. Can they finish you off? Not quite. Zyra ulti will land on nothing there. And that's not what Enrated had planned, but Fnatic, I guess most importantly, didn't lose a man. However, they may end up losing a turret here because there's a big wave of minions pushing onto this lower inner turret. Fnatic, SK are stealing away their blue buff currently, and they're going to head straight down onto this bottom lane to take it.
Soaz trying to cause as much distraction as he can while they're pushing this bottom lane, but it's not working. SK were focused on taking out that inner turret. It's the first inner turret of the game, making it 4-0 now in turrets. They still have that 6k gold advantage. It has actually closed a little bit. Only just by 200 gold though, but every little helps here. Soaz now going to try and pressure. They realise that SK have backed away. They want to try and take this middle turret quickly.
Yep, they're going to stay and put the pressure onto this one. All 5 members are there. And to be honest, they should have it as well. There's no one really to stop doing that. The shift being picked up here as well by Caitlyn, along with that Bloodthirst obviously from earlier on. As they have a look towards the enemy blue buff. Nothing really there for the taking.
They've just been, SK Gaming have just said, look, they're going to go for this top lane. We're going to shove straight quickly up the middle as fast as we can. It's actually, this is how the Marm base race began. But I don't think Fnatic are going to fall for this one. Instead, they are not going to get to their turret in time. They're going to have to go around the backside of it. They do not want to come straight across in front of SK. And Kevin is going to try and tank this one out here. But Fnatic have gone around. Oh, and Rated just got popped straight away though. Here we come Cyanide. Home guard boots comes in, tries to get the taunt, but immediately gets the true shot barrage across Yellowstar. Yellowstar caught out, the Rupture comes in, does manage to catch on towards Cyanide. Damage on towards Peke now from Candy Panda. And SK definitely won out that trade, but really the only kill that came was N-rated right at the start of it.
Yeah, but he went down so quickly as well. They had no chance to escape that one whatsoever. And now this turret is going to be open to them. Minions are there, they're going to be tanking the damage, and that is the second inner turret of this game for SK. We talked about how they're systematically doing this one, and it's not rocket science what they're doing either. 5 men into the lane that's pushed and having the brute force to just take the turret with them.
So items starting to get popped out. We do see a last whisper actually picked up by Soaz, so he hasn't gone the brutalizer pass, instead changed it around a little bit. Definitely an interesting choice from him. Static shift being picked up by Yellowstar. Intrigued to see why he changed that build around. Meanwhile, that's down the bottom. It's Soaz. He's collapsing on towards Candy Panda. He should finish this one off, and he will. Manages to get him caught out, and that's really a big win for Soaz. He's going to take down that AD carry. Can they take any options from this one? Can they push on towards the turret? Doesn't look like they're going to. They're not choosing to take it. A strange choice, nevertheless, but at best, I guess he went straight back, and there's another sword. I guess now he's going to go for the brutalizer.
Finally. That turret left with around about half HP, but only that one single turret being taken down up till now. That's obviously the middle outer turret that was taken earlier on. Nif does have an Oracle as well, so kind of suggests to me that they're getting ready to do a Baron, or at least thinking about that. With 27, 28 minutes in there, I still think a little bit earlier on their items were a lot more superior.
Superior indeed. Hercubot full stacked. Hasn't been touched in a fight here yet. 2-0-2. 3-1-3 for Ocelot as well, and here's Kevin in that top lane. 1-0-3. 185 CS, and he's actually fell behind Soaz. Despite the fact Soaz was so pinned, he can be such a strong wave clearer. Now he's got the damage, he can just clear the wave straight away with one blast of those void spikes. Okay, coming into top lane, sort of testing the waters against Kevin, I feel here. He's going to keep wave clear as quickly as possible. As in the middle, Ocelot's going to get pounced on. Ocelot is getting jumped on there, and it's going to repel straight away. Soaz went leaping in for him now, along with N-Rated, but they couldn't catch him.
Dragons up. Let's see what they can do about this one. Cyanide gonna kick it off. Rest of the team gonna come around. Obviously, Fnatic did take that last one. SK, I think, not got an idea on the timer, to be honest with you. They've not really got any wards around there either, so they'll have not seen directly that Fnatic were gonna do that, which, you know, that could have been, if they had that one single ward in to see that was happening, that could have been their chance to get themselves a Baron there. And then, however, it doesn't happen, and that's a little bit more gold back, 36 to 40.7 thousand gold. So it's not that far off from Fnatic, and the longer this one goes on, the more chance they're going to have to come back into it as well.
Yeah, I mean, they were so focused. Nif's got the Oracle, so he was clearing out the Baron bit, and they were focused on defending him. Obviously not realising they didn't know the time, as like you mentioned, so they didn't cover it off. That would have given them a good signal at this moment. There's 4 teams. Oh, they're going to try and pincer off Soaz here. Soaz is going to go in towards the turret. He's on to Kevin. The Rupture's going to come through and immediately gets away, gets the attack speed bonus with that ulti. Soaz is starting to cause problems there. You can see the damage that he put down on Kevin there, and that's Kevin with a Warmox and a Giant Spell stacked in there for a Sunfire Cape coming up shortly.
I wonder if Fnatic are going to be thinking that they could tip the balance of this game if they end up going for a fight now, especially if N-Rated, if they fight around this area. This is a perfect position for N-Rated to get those roots down and then afterwards get his ultimate across everyone. We'll have to see. Looks like SK very much content with taking down the third and final remaining inner turret, as we are actually going to see here Soaz getting ignited up by Ocelot, and that will be just enough for SK to force Fnatic away from it and pick up turret number 6 of the game.
Just wondering if they're going to turn and push this one, because they're going to spot Peke long way off here. He has got teleport. Yeah, they are. Yep. They've spotted him in the bottom lane. Immediately they pinged it and said, you know what, we can just keep shoving this one. He has got teleport available. He can come back to base, which is what he's doing. He's recalling now. Should be able to get back there, but there's going to be a couple of shots on towards that inhibitor turret, slowly working it down. But Soaz has returned. He's got full health, so SK Gamer will probably back away from this one.
See if they can take it down. Fnatic actually going to push in. That's good damage coming out of PK. Soaz is coming back in there as well, so they're definitely ready to react on this one. I mean, SK taking a good bit of damage. The question is, what are they going to plan for now? Are Fnatic going to think, okay, they're doing Baron, let's head down there?
They want to catch N-Rated. He's going to come up here and ward. You can see he's just got the stone instead. He's not going to fall for it. And they are just going to back away and pick up a couple more items.
If they see Caitlyn here, surely they're going to end up going for Baron.
They may do. I mean, they have great vision, but no, they are backing. They all realise that let's go buy some great items. They obviously have a stack of gold. They just took down another turret in that top lane. Stacks of wards coming out as well, popping into place. Sunfire Cape's getting completed. Pink wards being picked up. Static Shiv picked up as well. So a lot of damage boosted for SK Gaming now. Fnatic are going to have to work very hard and land really pincer off someone. Soaz either needs to separate someone, take them down very quick, get on towards Candy Panda maybe, try and take them out, because there's very tanky targets in there. Kevin, he's got a lot of hit points, he's very tanky. Hercubot, you can see, well, he had 2 giant spells stacked up there. He's very tanky as well, a lot of health. Honestly, Ocelot is pretty tanky as well right now. He's got the Rylers in there. He's going to have a lot of hit points, and he can repel. He gets out of the way. He's a bit of a pain to fight, Elise is. And instead, they're just going to turn and stack down this bottom turret, keep clearing the waves. Surprised they haven't really split pushed across anywhere, but they don't really have the position to do that. They're just hoping that they can try and catch someone out.
Oh, look at that. Pink ward put down. Trying to clear out the vision that was just put over there and stick a ward of their own inside of that base. So let's see if they can get themselves the first first inhibitory of the game. So it's actually going to get knocked up in. They've taken him down to half HP, and I think SK wanted that engagement there. I think they were happy with going in and doing that damage. But as it happens, can't quite get in there. So home guard
Speedy Rammus.
As we are going to see Cyan here taking damage, but Ocelot taking probably more in the grand scheme of things. SK is still not quite able to push it through.
Well, the problem is they haven't got any of the other lanes pushed, so all 5 members of Fnatic can just focus on defending this one. Soaz has come back, he's got full hit points now. They need to be careful because the Fnatic team, if they were to chase and counter them down, if they were getting any advantage, they would catch you very quickly. Soaz and Peke would be able to just rip through that team if they catch any stragglers.
Yeah, that's one thing that they certainly have going for them. As Fnatic, as SK come down towards that dragon, 35 minutes in this spawn, so you can see the last two did go over to Fnatic, and they've just got no idea, SK, when that one's coming up. True Shot Barrage just to wipe out that middle lane once again. But still, no Baron. 33, 34 minutes going in. Doesn't matter about the time, actually. Actually, the only way that it'd matter about the time, in fact, no, it'd never matter about the time, no, because Frost beat both of these
simply
teams.
The winner. And I wouldn't be surprised, you know, with SK being a little bit cautious about this one, because it would mean they go through. Of course, it does mean they'd face a Zubu Blaze, which in itself is going to be a very tough act. But actually, they put up a pretty good fight against a Zubu Frost in comparison to what Fnatic did against them. They pretty much rolled over and had their belly tickled by Gunwon.
Here we go then. Pink ward that was in that Baron finally taken away as the Oracle was picked up by Herky. What a lot of pink wards down here actually from SK. They're not cheap.
I mean, they want the Baron basically. They're setting up for it. They've got the Oracle and Herky bot, like you'd say. As soon as those pink wards start coming out, they're definitely setting up for Baron. They want to force a fight.
Here we go then, Baron going to get started off. Olaf still in the middle. Janet and Elise here off to the side. Cho'Gath and Ezreal doing the Baron itself, and I'm going to keep tabs on its health there. There goes a ward finally in, and SK wisely, in my opinion. They were trying to get the sneaky Baron off with everything going on there. Didn't quite work out. They decided to stop.
And they just tried the duo Baron as much. Well, there is a ward in the back there. They've snuck it in. They didn't take it out. They have got an Oracle. There we go.
Yeah,
so Hercubot's going to come back around. Stand there, that's the Baron cleaned out once again. Everybody backs off. N-Rated tries to use his seeds to keep the vision alive. Kevin's keeping that wave pushed in the middle, which Soaz is holding off. Remember, Soaz has got boots of mobility, so he'll be able to react very quickly as and when he is needed. True Shot Barrage clears out that bottom wave. A chunk of it. Yeah. Not really all of it, but that top wave's about to push itself as well, so SK really are in a great position to try and force a fight this Baron. The question is, do they want a straight 5v5? Because Candy Panda is going to have to be very, very mobile and slippery to avoid the damage from Peke and Soaz.
There's a Rupture coming down from the back. Kevin is in there. He knows he's not spotted because that pink ward is in. Kevin now going to get focus. He's down to half HP. But SK turn around. Are they going to go for it? Ragnarok actually popped there by Kevin, a little bit premature. And there is Cyanide actually going to get rooted down, knocked up as well. Can they finish off the kills? Peke going very low. Elise going to get in there. Brilliant route, but is he enough to save them? Elise mops at once. Soaz now in all kinds of trouble at the top, being chased by Candy Panda and Kevin. Flash over by Candy Panda. Red buff on him, and he's not going to escape that one. Meanwhile, Caitlyn and Zyra did both get away. But it turns out very, very nicely for SK Gaming there. They only had Ocelot low. They picked up 3 kills for it.
Interesting build choice here by Soaz. He's gone for the Mirror Mana. Good to see how that works out if they were to get into the next fight. But it looks like the Baron will be going to SK, although Kevin is completely separated here. They should be able to take him down. Yellowstar's going to do a lot of damage. But you can see Kevin, oh, the True Shot Barrage. If he'd have actually turned and fought that one, he may have been able to get a kill.
Yeah. But either way, it's delayed them for any possible shenanigans and stealing that could have gone down after that. So I suppose they can't be too unhappy with it. Baron is going to be picked up, and you can see 2,600 and something gold still on Candy Panda, and he's got more gold rolling his way down this middle lane. But once that's gone, he's going to have a lovely shopping spree when he gets himself back home.
Yeah, you can see a lot of armor being popped out now. Grandian Zone was just completed by Hercubot. Runic Bulwark as well, completed by Nif, so they've just got a lot stronger in the team fights. And Fnatic do manage to get that dragon. They keep it. That's what's kind of keeping the gold ticking at the moment. But with the Baron going down, it will definitely be a loss to them. Black Cleavers finally coming on the map. Normally you used to not be able to hold enough of them. Now they just seem to be the third or fourth item that people tend to go for. So 4 items already picked up by Candy Panda. Just the Giants belt's actually been on Yellowstar. Yellowstar must be sitting on a lot of gold right now. He's been holding that for a long time, but hasn't really caught up the CS. The CS difference between the two AD carries is actually starting to stretch pretty heavily in Candy Panda's favour.
And you can see there SK having no time at all of Dragon. He actually just went down there for a bit of a peek, seeing nothing. That was taken not too long ago by Fnatic, and they've got that timer down, so should be able to get a dragon. The question is, will they be able to get out of the base to get a dragon when it next spawns? I'm not sure about that, because he's baroned up. SK are surely going to be looking to push this advantage. They get the knock up there onto Enrated, nothing more. Elise is actually going to push up that bottom lane as well. Middle lane already pushed right through to the tower. And SK going to be looking to do the same here on that bottom side. The question is, where does that engage come from?
Well, they pinged straight away and said, yeah, Peke is in that top lane, but thought they were going to maybe rush this bottom lane and get some more damage onto it. Candy Panda's going to not take too many hits to get that turret down. He's definitely starting to shred it down slowly but surely. Remember, Kevin tanked up that turret last time. He's quite happy to take at least the 3 hits from that turret. With the Randian Zone, and Hercubot could do just the same. Enough for Kevin, though, but Kevin getting caught out. Cyanide comes in. Cyanide definitely a bit more tanky. He has to use that shield up. And again, the voice box from Soaz finally joining there, but Candy Panda, every time he gets in there, he does get a couple of shots off, and now he takes the turret. They're going to turn on towards the inhibitor. Are Fnatic going to be able to fight for this one, or are they just going to flat give it up, fight on the Nexus turret? This is no, Peke is going to get caught. He gets silenced, Joe, and they're going to straight in there. Is it going to be enough? The Zyra ultimate pops them up. True Shot Barrage didn't really land any hits on them. Yellow Star out the back, trying to keep as much damage down. Candy Panda is still very low. They might dive on towards him. So as using the ultimate, ace in the hole, pops them towards Kevin, and they will just fend off this fight.
Tell you what, that's a brilliant job from Fnatic. Look at the health bars of SK, a lot lower than what Fnatic have. They've done a really, really good job of stopping that one from happening. Yes, they've lost the turret, which means it's probably just a matter of time until that inhibitor itself actually goes down, but hanging on, and that is the real key from this one. You've got to try and hang on, but SK actually just turning around, going back up towards that base. The regen that they get from that Baron buff certainly helping them out with that one. Okay, not quite being knocked up. Here comes a home guard. Ramos rolling in there. Ocelot is taunted. He goes down. Kevin's not very healthy. Cyanide taking a lot of damage, but Soaz jumps in the middle. Candy Panda is low. Can they finish him up? Yes, flashing from Yellow Star. Can they get any more? Peke will come in as well. Hercubot being chased down. Not sure that Nif will be able to escape this one. One more auto attack or a Piltover Peacemaker will do it, and that is 3 kills for 1 for Fnatic. So we talked about, well, they held it brilliantly, but they turned that one right on its head, and they're only 5k gold behind. That's not that much when we're talking about almost 60,000 gold on the top end.
Yes, you can see that Cyanide now is starting to get a little bit more tanky. He started to do the damage. They're going to pick up a turret off this one as well, which is going to help them out immeasurably. And we're always seeing Yellow Star. Is he going to go for a Phantom Dancer as well? I'm just wondering if he's going full on attack speed here. They're going to try and push it towards, see if they can pick up an inhibitor turret themselves. That would be a great turnaround by Fnatic here. They've got the turret down already. They've managed to catch out. You can see Hercubot's damage coming on, but they're turning there. They're going to get an inhibitor turret. That's a fantastic counter-attack from Fnatic here. Now they're working on towards the inhibitor itself. They're not going to be able to get that one. Kevin should be able to pull them back. They're starting to respawn.
Absolutely mental stuff there. Back up at 44.08, so a couple of minutes from now. And we are seeing the bus being stolen away by Fnatic as well. And this is the kind of game that if SK end up losing, they will absolutely slaughter themselves for it, because this was their game to lose on more than one occasion. And, well, they may just end up doing that one. It was, can't take anything away from Fnatic. On the other hand, they've done a great job of turning that one around. I just feel that, when they backed away from that last part, I'm not sure that going back in was really necessary. It was really the best idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they suddenly thought, oh, we need to get this, or because they saw SOAS go to the top, they just assumed, okay, this should be a nice free fight because they're going to back away from it. But Fnatic were not in any mood to back away from the fights anymore. They've done enough backing, and they don't want to make True Shot Barrage actually missed that creep wave on the top wave there, but it was fired from the bottom of the map. As it is, though, Candy Panda is farming out a lot right now. He's got 5 items complete. He's got the Furore boots on as well. But we do see that Giant's Belt, another BF sword on Caitlyn. Caitlyn is going to start building up potentially an Infinity Edge here. It's going to be very strong. Actually changed what he was building. He did have a Zeal on there earlier on. Yep. And he sold it. He's gone BF sword along with that Giant's Belt.
Yeah, interesting one, that one. See where he decides to go first. On the Giant Belt route, or with that BF sword going towards Infinity Edge. Let's see. Kassadin just pushing his top lane out. And that's what they need to do here as well, Fnatic. Just push SK that little bit further back. They know that another Baron going over to SK would be pretty devastating for the chances, especially after the work they've just put in that last minute and a half, 2 minutes of this one. We're up to 44 minutes almost of the game, so a long one. What we were expecting, what we were hoping for, to be honest.
Candy Panda's got out.
Oh, this is bad news for him. Can he get away? Probably not. So that's coming in here as well. And melted. Absolutely melted.
And that's what they need to do, and that's how quick goes to that combo of Kha'Zix and Kassadin. They can just collapse on you. Well, they may even be able to turn this into an inner turret. They're going to try and shove it. They're going to come around the backside. They're going aggressive here. Fnatic want to try and pick someone off. Not too sure whether they're going to be able to. Instead, they're going to turn in towards the inhibitor. You can see straight away they're going to dive straight in there. Is it going to be enough to go for the inhibitor? It's going to be a 5v4. Candy Panda, the main AD carry down. They're going to give up this inhibitor, and Fnatic suddenly find themselves in a really strong position. 7-4 turrets, though, to SK.
This is great play from Fnatic.
They're going Baron. They're going Baron.
Yeah, Baron is up. And they are going to be heading there. Just showing that Fnatic, they've been practicing hard. SK have been practicing hard. It was always hard to call. I mean, they've both technically got new lineups coming into this event, so hard one to call. But Fnatic, for me, looked a lot more gelled at this current state. I mean, SK, as we said earlier on, systematic pressure they were putting down. A circuit bot going to get caught out. There's a Howling Gale across. Ultimate's coming down left, right, and center. Knockup from Zyra is good, but can they finish off? Cyanide is right in the middle of them all. Can they lock down anyone? Ocelot, he's going to dive away from that one. Ends up landing right on top of Enrated and will be picked off. There's the True Shot Barrage. It's pretty much a no damage barrage for actually.
Wow.
SOAS, wow, he goes down very quickly as well.
Candy Panda respawning just in time to get straight in there. SOAS wasn't expecting that one. Big, massive, long death time is now 60-second plus for SOAS, and of course Ocelot, they're going to chase on towards Enrated. Candy Panda could well pick a target. Which one will he go for? Peke's going to get slowed. He should be able to catch on towards the Rupture in a moment. The fail flash, but the ultimates instead. Now they're going to go possibly straight towards the exposed inhibitor. Just turn and burn straight towards it. They've got 4 members only defending it. They realise that Peke is well away from it. This is going to be an inhibitor for SK. Came in now. This game is going back and forth. Pretty crazy stuff considering they've got the Baron in there, but Yellowstar's coming back in. Yellowstar's going to get the damage down straight in towards it. It's going to be a 4v4 fight. Hercubot tries to get a piece on towards Peke. Hercubot gets taken down. Cyano's low, but Peke's continuing to chase. Yellowstar is doing so much damage from the back, and he's just untouched every fight.
This is such an insane game now. Fnatic once again somehow managed to hold on to that inhibitor. It feels like it's been under pressure for so very long. Well, that's I think because it has. Here comes a dragon for SK. This time they kind of flukily just walked past it when it spawned because they've not had the timer down for it. Oh, dragon, I forgot about that thing. But this top lane is all pushed out there. True Shot Barrage, again, hardly doing any damage whatsoever, but short spawn time, might as well get it, short cooldown time, might as well get it off there and do what you can with it. Cyanide just scouting out on the top side. Obviously, they did take that last blue buff away, so they may just be hanging around to have that one as
Kevin
well.
needs to be careful here. This is exactly how Candy Panda got caught out. This time they are going to go towards it. You can see Yellow Star is doing damage to a very, very beefy Olaf there. And that is really where all the damage is coming from. But they just don't seem to be able to get towards him. They've got that aggressive front line of Soaz and Pekka that everybody's so focused on. Yellow Star's just getting a free reign at the back. They're going to steal away the blue buff. And well, there's just so much armor on Kevin, and I'm amazed how quick that damage came out. You can see the Infinity Edge, the Bloodthirst, the Static Shift, and the Last Whisper really is doing its job for Yellow Star. And I guess finally he might build into a Warmogs towards the end.
Yeah, he's strong and he's doing ridiculous amounts. So as in a bit of a forward position there, but got that Banshee's Veil on to keep him safe from at least the first CAC that could come his way.
Just show how confident they are. The fact that Soaz now, who was really not in this game for a long period of time, finally does jump away, but he wanted to get that red buff. You can see actually Peke is sat ready waiting to maybe try and come in and steal that one. He thought about it. This is a bound up Fnatic team that really is not too worried about going aggressive right now.
Oh, Kevin again, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Not quite. He's just going to be waiting off from this one. Pretty much summoner spells and ultimates up across the board. Fnatic taking this inner turret on the bottom lane. That will bring us back to 7-6 in turrets. Pretty much even. 66.5 to 66.8 thousand gold. Fnatic now in the lead in this one. It's 12-10 in kills. It doesn't get much crazy in this. This is the final game of Group B here at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. The winner will go through to play Azubu Blaze in tomorrow's semi-finals. The loser goes home.
Well, we call it the El Clasico. Obviously representative of Real Madrid versus Barcelona, but SK versus Fnatic are two esports organizations that have been around for a very long time. And they are reaping the benefits of League of Legends right now because this game is fantastic between the two. Very, very close. Who is going to win out? That is the big question. SK Gaming are going to feel if they do lose it, like you say, they've thrown it. And really, it's Fnatic that fought very well in that bottom lane. Both inhibitors down. Two teams, and it's SK Gaming being the aggressor here. Baron buff has run out on Fnatic now, and Yellow Star is going to try and stay as much as at the back he can. Look at the damage on towards Hercubot from Yellow Star there. Shreds him down. They have such a fast team to chase.
They're going for it. Cyanide is going to roll in towards this one. Kevin in trouble. Here comes Cyanide right in there. He is destroyed, but Soaz is on top of him. There's a true shot barrage. Here comes the Zyra ultimate. Flashed away from Ace in the hole. Not quite going to get the kill, but they force him off. That's a 1-for-0. And after 50 minutes of playtime, it's like, well, that's enough at this stage. Those kills, you know, it's a 60-second spawn time. If you get one out, you've got that advantage for a long time. It is 60 seconds is a long time in game.
They did a fantastic job of disengaging there. They managed to avoid it. Another Giant's belt, really, Kevin. Are you collecting these things? I'm not too sure. I'm guessing he's going to go for a frozen mallet this time around. Peke clears out the other wave. And you know, Fnatic have a very fast team of engaging there. They could have chased that one down. They could have used flashes, but instead SK very quickly disengaged that entire fight. They managed to get away. But we do see another item completed by Candy Panda. He's now got the Infinity Edge in there. Actually sold out. I'm pretty sure he had the Black Cleaver there. I don't know whether anyone else was noticing it. The expert desk are not really responding to me, but I'm pretty sure he sold the Black Cleaver and bought an Infinity Edge.
No shaking of the heads. Or nodding. Never mind. So, SK are going to be pushing their way up towards that middle inhibitor turret. The question is, can they get through without being picked off? Ocelot taking a good chunk of damage, but he's done the damage back. He's taking Yellow Star down to half HP. Here comes Cyanide again. He moves so ridiculously fast across the map there that he's almost hard to keep track of. Candy Panda actually tanking up the turret. What's that shield coming down from Janet? Where is... Ooh, Kha'Zix, look at him. He's off here to the side.
He has got so much damage. If anyone was to get caught out there, they would just get popped in an instant. You would not even see it. The camera wouldn't catch it. That's for certain, unless we were staring right at him. He's going to keep clearing that wave out around the side. He did sell the Black Cleaver. I'm not too sure. Candy Panda, though, the half the hit points. Ace in the hole hits as well. And you can see the build turret almost caught him as well. That means SK are going to have to retreat here. Cyanide immediately going on the aggressor. Is he going to go towards that push? They get the ward in now. They don't manage to go for it, but they could just push straight down. The inhibitor has respawned on both both teams, and they're going to go aggressive. SK are going to try and fight his one to the side.
They've managed to get the route down onto Cyanide, but not really much more than that. Hercubot taking damage. Where are they going to be aiming for? Kevin is rooted. Zyra ulti comes down. Elisa's trying to escape, but Soaz is out of position. He's forced to flash away. Ocelot going to chase him. That's going to be a kill. I'm going to move down back down onto this side. Well, I say that. Cyanide still alive. Finally, he goes down. And they weren't able to chase back on the other side. And that's again just
Baron.
slight out of positioning yet, and it's perfect timing for SK Gaming. Baron comes up. They're going to be taking that one. That is the third Baron of this game. We're 52 minutes in. XPK is actually going to go down in towards that inhibitor and see if he can take that one away before anyone from SK can actually, respond to that.
Well, Kassadin's not the fastest destroyer of inhibitors, that's for sure. So Beckett definitely taking a gamble here. Yellowstar could have gone for it, but he is very mobile and he should be able to escape without trouble. Candy Panda's trying to cut him off here. You can see him heading around the side. He's teleporting away, but he got silenced, so he couldn't teleport. He gets caught with the rupture. He's going to ulti again, but Candy Panda's coming around the side. This is backfired for Pekka. He's been caught out, and Candy Panda should be able to chase him down. He manages to get another ulti. Hasn't got flash available. He just managed to get another ulti off. Is it going to be enough? The arcane shift is a chase of who can shift the ball. He's out of mana. He won't be able to do another ultimate. Candy Panda will have arcane shift back up in a moment. Hercubot should be able to head him off. The rupture's going to land. He's going to get taken out by Candy Panda. Now they're going to chase through to the open inhibitor.
Yeah, they're going to push those creeps right back as well, using that. Never mind. The ultimate coming out of Ezreal to concentrate on this one to get through.
There's a massive
we are
big
going to see them pushing. Yeah, they've got a lot coming down there as well. They need to be careful that one, SK, but the damage they've got, they can probably finish this one off. It's 5 versus 4 anyway. It looks like they're going to go for that middle inhibitor turret and the inhibitor as well. XPK still got 45 seconds until he can spawn back into this one. Inhibitor turret does go down. Inhibitor they will go for as well.
They're going to go towards the inhibitor. They've got to be careful because they are super minions going down that midline, but they're going to try and finish this as quick as possible. They may well lose a Nexus turret for it. We'll see how that one works out. The super minions are starting to spawn down there. It's going to be the third inhibitor turret of the game. Cyanide's going to get caught out. Oh, just bounced left, right. He just avoided that. Ocelot finally finished him out. Soaz tries to come around, but leaps out of it again. They do manage to pick up one kill. Can they get a second? Can they get a third? Strike towards it. Soaz on towards Hercubot. He's going to have his jump back available in a moment. As soon as he catches back in there, can he chase down Hercubot? Meanwhile, in the mid, we've also got Yellowstar pushing through. He's not going to chase this one through, and they're going to back off.
They're going to back off. 2 men down for Fnatic. That's the AD carry and the AP carry. We've got Cyanide, the only one down here. That's Rammus. That means surely Fnatic have got that big advantage and they're going to push it. We've got Kha'Zix leaping over the top of the wall. They are going to be going for this one. We're 55 minutes almost into this one. Yellowstar hammering away on those creeps, and Rated and so as we're going to have XPK coming in from the backside as well. There are the siege minions taken out. Are they going to go for the inhibitor turret, or are they going to go straight through? 26 seconds for Ocelot, 20 seconds for Candy Panda. They are going to be going for this one. It's Yellowstar hammering away. XPK is there as well. There is the first Nexus turret taken down. Second one's going to be focused. Can they finish off the Nexus? This is close stuff. 8 seconds for Candy Panda. They're going to focus in towards Yellowstar. Kevin goes low. Big Mike picking up Silence coming in there as well. And Rayton will go down to Kevin. So that's going to be the focus here as well. Yellowstar has to back away. XPK taking damage all over the place. Howling Gale is going to land. Can they get him? Pekka somehow gets away. And Fnatic not quite able to finish the job.
But Candy Panda took down Soaz. That means there's going to be a 70-second spawn timer. There's super minions, a massive wave of them going towards the Nexus turret right now. Fnatic have to get back and deal with them. Meanwhile, you can see that SK Gaming are just keeping them delayed. They've got 2 inhibitors down, and they are just going to pile straight up towards those super minions in the base. You can see there's coming in there. Pekka is desperately on towards the Nexus. Kevin is going to be able to go towards him. He's trying to do it, but meanwhile, they're in the base. Yellowstar's trying to defend them in the base. Pekka is trying to take the Nexus down. Is anyone going to be able to deal with this one? Catches him with another axe. He's very low on health right now. They're pushing on the Nexus turret. Pekka is back to get it. I do not believe it. Pekka is stuck in there. Catching it. Takes down the Nexus. Fnatic are going crazy. That game was amazing.
That was the best thing I have seen in the entire history of League of Legends. The skill that took there from Pekka, the nerves, his hands must have been shaking. My God, probably a burst blood vessels trying to do that there at the end. That was insane.
They were on both nexuses. It was so back and forward. What a crazy game. You've got to take your hats off to these two teams. They really put everything into that match. SK Gaming, of course, coming into this one, they wanted to give everything. Fnatic saying they were only going to give 50%. I think they gave a lot more than that in that game.
50%, if that's 50%, season 3, Fnatic are going to destroy everyone with blindfolds on. That was pretty insane stuff. SK, you can see on their faces there, every single one of them going to be disappointed with that one. They had it in their hands. They were pushing those inhibitor turrets. I wouldn't say that it was a clear-cut 100% win for them.
But Joe, how
They
good is this?
definitely had it.
How good is this? This is going to happen every week.
This is going to happen every week. And people told us on Twitter, El Clasico, you can't call it that in League of Legends yet. Well,
I think you just did.
I think we just did become an